Shadi versus Krabby is being streamed by Hoodie. Krabby making his second day 2 in a row for the EU quals. Toxic versus Mozzarella is going to be on the Rocket Baguette stream. And then Rawas versus Proposa is right here. DIAZ versus Tempo is on Fear's channel. That's right, DIAZ, Brazilian DIAZ, is playing in EU Salt Mine. But he's, you know, much like Daniel in North America, going to try and show his true form today and qualify at the second try. He didn't play in Q1. Failed in Q2, and now here he is in Q3. He definitely didn't play at his best, but his opponents were phenomenal, so you can't really take anything away from them. 3-1, Rawas looking clean today, though, in Salt Mine quals, ATR Cup quals, even RLCS quals. The first thing you do when you go to start ZG is you'll get a notification about your match. You click on your match, and then you click check it. Beautiful goal by Rawas to kick off the scoring. All about aggression here for Proposa. He doesn't want to turtle up and give Rawas lots of space to work with. Rawas with the flavor of the month, maybe a little bit. He doesn't look completely 100% here. And Proposa's actually going to get another goal. That's really well done by Proposa. Look at this 50-50. Mozzarella, despite being 5th seed, is certainly the underdog by a fair margin in that matchup. We're seeing upsets all across the board. Proposa up 7-3 now. Rawas overextends. He might call GG's. He does call Nexer. Oh, what a flick by Proposa. That's absolutely perfect. Rawas races down the line, I should say. Top corner finish is good. Rawas trying to switch up the pace on Proposa from close range with the shot. Oh, what a shot off the wall by Proposa, though. Look at this. And that's what we've decided to do with Salt Mine as a result. We're saying, well, you know, if that's going to be the 1v1 meta for 2025 with the air dribble, reset, mind game, Rawas falls for it, but Proposa wasn't ready to get the shots on target afterwards. Now he's completely out of boost. Rawas could just score this. Proposa's not able to get back in the final few plays, and that should be it. The ball will drop. Rawas wins it 3-1 and advances to the upper semi-final.
Here we go. It's DIAZ versus Tempo in the EU Salt Mine. It is a best of 5 as these two guys try and qualify for the finals of the Salt Mine. And before we can even speak, 6 seconds in, Tempo is already showing you what he can do. He is a Dominus main who likes to rock his backwards hat, and he took him to game 5, just barely not able to qual. Now he's got to do something that's finish out that possession. This has kind of always been the Johnny rule and therefore the Salt Mine rule. If you DC, my suggestion to the players, always just play it out till the next kickoff. Just go score. I think there's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes people will recognize someone. Correct me soon before we have the wrong flag up there for too long. DIAZ speedy as well. 5-0, maybe a millimeter. So naturally, instantly all the audio died, the game crashed, everything. DIAZ is gonna pop off. Rookie mistake, yeah. You touched your what? I touched the audio interface. That's a great pre-flip shot, by the way. Dunk Tempo. And actually, Tempo, decent recovery in net. Still has a chance. 28 seconds. If he gets this angle here, he can still do it. But if he doesn't get the angle, he's in trouble. Any goal that goes in after 10 seconds, it's probably just a kickoff goal. Or it's worth keeping it as a stat. Woo! In practice, it hasn't seemed to be 10 in-game like clock time yet. Look at this. What is it? 1, 2, and a nice pre-flip finish. Sheesh! Top left. My goodness, Tempo. Purely through aerial gameplay, although, I mean, okay, he can do it. Sometimes he gets stopped, but not often because of dribbles like this. And DIAZ does this a lot more than anybody else. Gets the reset and sets up his car so deep underneath the ball, and then front flips to smack it with the back end, you know, a lower shots, like a all the way down to the ground type fake, which often happens in ones. But then he, oh my goodness, he hits a nice back end front flip, but then he also hits a nice pre-flips as well. Wave dash pop to get this up, gets a reset. Seems like he's going to the ground and just rolls through the ball to get one more touch to tap it over the top of Tempo and give himself a 3-1 lead. Now starting an aerial from only halfway through his own half, I guess 3/4 field. That is truly a walk in the park for DIAZ. Oh, I thought for sure he's going to try to undercut or demo DIAZ, and maybe he did, but if he did it quite passively. What a save! Oh my goodness, Tempo giving the slightest of adjustments to the shot. Makes it go crossbar down and pop back out, and now he's got himself a possession, and he's launching a Dominus flick. Now you know you have someone stuck in net with 0. You have a huge advantage. You'll be able to keep him there forever until you eventually score, which means it's surprising, minute 45 or so. Now he's starting to get into panic mode, where it maybe would make sense to dive on everything. DIAZ full field air dribble, and oh my goodness. Oh no! It didn't work out for him. I was about to give him huge props for the way he got underneath the ball and rolled it around, and will collect this ball up into an air dribble. Not only are DIAZ's air dribbles just perfection, cinema, my goodness. Tempo has a big aerial, and DIAZ on low boost has a reset. Look at that shot, pure. The perfect counter to a low boost defender, recovering late, using the kickoff. And he's going to wave dash bump DIAZ. Was that a slight tilt? Did I see DIAZ stop moving? I think DIAZ still stood a chance. But has he gotten into DIAZ's head with the kickoff losses? Yes, he turned away and he didn't even flip towards... I think if he flips immediately and he stays locked in, maybe not accounting for just how much that Dominus can launch the ball, DIAZ should have a reset and he'll take it to the opposite side of the net. But he got a little bit too excited and launched the ball with too much power. Now a fake, a wave dash, Tempo up 2. Gets his goal. It takes him a little bit longer to do it. Just about as good as it gets if you're DIAZ. And he's going to read Tempo. Tempo jumping up. Resets. Looking at that top right of the net. Tempo makes the save, and it's off the post out to the midfield. He should be able to get around it. Tempo has done this a few times, but no bigger save than this one, as he now gets another first possession. He wants to go fake. The 50 is just barely off, and the bounce is miserable. It's enough for DIAZ to drop an OMG, a triple OMG. Is there a little bit of salt being mined from DIAZ right now? He's going to try and force it in on very little boost. This flick is into Tempo, who's launched it high and wasted a lot of time with this, especially with boost advantage. He's going to put DIAZ back in his own net. DIAZ is going to try and recover and see what he can do with 10 seconds left to go, but Tempo double resets and a flick at the end of the reset to send it in. It's GG's from DIAZ, and Tempo has defended the European region from the invader. Or he's just going to freestyle force that. He is going to drop a pogo! W Tempo!
Pogo? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Shoddy. Pogo, air dribble, musty flick. Oh no.
Set up that hook shot from Toxic, air rolling around, getting that front underside of his car on the ball to get just the perfect touch. And Shoddy is going to get himself on the board with an impressive aerial attack. Toxic going to give him a nice one. Oh my goodness. The reset shot to pop the ball and get a second reset. That shot's actually sick. The Shoddy Toxic semifinal. Shoddy has been looking like one of the best Saudi 1v1ers recently. He's actually had a little bit more success in the salt mine so far than Rawas, as he brings this ball almost complete to the ground before Toxic. Oh my goodness, what an angle from Toxic off of what was, I think, Shoddy late pre-flip, waited, but it does not work out. Toxic single jump over the top of Shoddy, who's on very low boost, and he's going to go give him a loving front flip. Toxic, nice slow play here, because Shoddy actually timed this recovery that if Toxic hit the ball hard, so it feels like that has to be your answer. What a shot from Toxic. He's a fellow Ben. I mean, not to dox me and him, but believe it or not, on our birth certificates, it does not say Toxic and Fear. I'm just trying to connect the dots. Well, right now, Ben completely is getting doxed because his actual name is Toxic, and he's up 10-4. Shoddy keeping ball cam on for this dribble. And we'll fake Toxic, assuming the ball cam helps you do that. If it doesn't, then it doesn't matter. Shoddy, air dribble bump. Wait a second. He got Toxic, and Toxic still survives. Shoddy. Ooh, somehow snuck around. Gonna be able to reset on occasion from pads. Will that be enough? It will be more than enough. Chaining some wall dashes together. The new meta is not boost, it's dashes. Does not connect. Shoddy now. Attacking the other way. Reset, crossbar, down, and out! Toxic, what a save! Is not the direction he needed. His life will be taken. Toxic needs a double jump bump to work. Shoddy sneaks around it. Great save from Shoddy. It seemed like he was doomed to be scored on there. Set up in the shadow, but he knew the air dribble bump was going, and he managed, pre-flip or end it with some sort of flip. You can do like this. This is a very safe attack from Shoddy, who is just going to pull back for a 50. And these guys are not Fennec mains. I mean, they're Fennec mains, but they're not unwilling to switch on occasion. In the EU qualifier last week against the Mob, I believe it was, and the game before that as well. Joris just could not. Oh my goodness, what a shot from Shoddy. The bounce not good enough. Shoddy respawns, takes this away, and gets a goal. 2 minutes left to go. 3-goal lead for Shoddy coming out of the other semifinal. Shoddy on the bounce. What a save from Toxic. And not only that, he sends it into the post and straight out down the center of the field where he can set up a counter. This was a really solid play by Shoddy. The backflip to try and keep himself from getting scored on is not going to be enough. Toxic resets. Shot denied. And that save might just be the one that does it. Shoddy back the other way. I think he's wise to attack to the very end.
Was it a qualifier that they beat KC? Or was that a main event? And now he's going to try and take down Ruas. Ruas gives him a nice one for the double tap. He's a tough player to read. I know he does give Jackson problems sometimes. Oh, he's tripped on the post. Maybe he's found the one though, as he's now 5 goals up on Tempo. Oh, nice shot by Tempo. Look at the pace change in the approach. Sneaking past with that large Dominus hitbox. And then flicks it top bins the other end, but it's just like, all right, my teammate's got no ball control. They've got absolutely no consistency with their power shots or accuracy. Late on in the game, Ruas played well. Clinical stuff there in the finishing stages of the game. Tempo could shoot this. That might just be it. Oh my goodness. He hit the bar. He actually hit the bar with a boomer from halfway line. Ruas forced to make a really awkward save. That's a great late on in the game. And he might just take it in overtime. Yes, he does. 1-1. Too much to write home about. Perfect takeoff from the wall from Ruas. And the reset and the pre-flip. Saltmine Qual Day 2. Everybody thought it was going to be pretty one-sided with a clear top 4. And maybe get close matches later on. Tempo with a chance to come back within 1. Flip reset, wave dash, and the finish. Oh, what a challenge by Ruas. Where did he come from for this one? Tempo thought he had control. Double tap Tempo. Top ends. He is so confident with his offense. I'm loving with an air dribble from distance. Half boost as he crosses halfway. And a perfect finish. Ruas looking to level up his aerial game as well. And didn't want to wait with this match. Start times were already a bit delayed, so we just had to start. Yeah, they were... I think we're good now, though, for the rest of the series. So, yeah, apologies for that. That was my fault for late in the last few games. Another one that's workable for Tempo. He's got options here. Decides to shoot it first time. And he slots it. Can he win another kickoff? In fact, he will here. It's in his half, but Ruas can't really stay on this. Has to back away and give this one a Tempo, who's got the catch on 0 seconds. Tempo for the win. And he puts it in. Unbelievable. Perfect control with the flicks in the Dominus. Making it so hard for Ruas to get anywhere near him on that play in Europe. Tempo qualifying would be the biggest upset in any Saltmine qualifier yet. By a fair margin. Has been so good at switching the pace on him. Whether it's his car or the ball, he is messing with Rawas's tempo, quite literally, for our backwards cat-wielding Dominus. This time the fake flick, and it's a good one. Tempo with perfect control puts himself up by 2 at halftime. Rawas with a brief open net. And it does in fact go in. Tempo tried to pinch it off the inside of his own post. Rawas back within 1. Tempo misses his wave dash. It's going to be a tie game. Or is it? Rawas has completely beamed it. Well, I don't believe it. Rawas had the most open net of the day. And now another one as well. Tempo has saved it. Rawas trying to fake him out. Somehow Tempo survives on the pitch right now. Confidently hits the ball to himself off his own near post. Ceiling pinch. Rebound for Tempo. 4-2. What a performance from the underdog. Rawas couldn't keep up with him. Now here he comes once again. Look at his slice and dice. Rawas, who reads him perfectly. That's a massive challenge. It's in Tempo's net. That might just be another one for Tempo, but he takes the ball back. This is so smart. He's letting the clock win the series for him. And now the ball goes in anyway. Tempo's done it. Rawas calls GG's. He's sent to the lower bracket. Nothing short of extraordinary. He's already taken down the 2nd and 3rd seeds in today's tournament. Now he's facing the top seed, Shadi, who finished 3rd, missed out on qualifying last time by just 1 round. Times Wavy's got a winning record on him historically, but it's not like a super one-sided record. Cosmic over First Killer, yeah, surprising, but not like as big of a surprise as Tempo beating DIAZ. He's up 5-2. Demo on the recovery, takes away Shadi's goal, and scores again, and it makes them think you're challenging when you're not, which is something you want your opponent to constantly be afraid of. You want your opponent to be flicking the ball early. You want them to be shooting the ball early when you're not really actually challenging and just getting the ball for free. It is something that very few players in the world would be back to do right now, but he can't get too ahead of himself here. He's given Shadi another relatively easy one. Tempo's kickoff again is massive for him though. And again, he's able to get the early goal in overtime. He did this against Rawas, lost a late lead, so a quiet start to game 2. A lot of quiet starts to game 2 today. Tempo's going to try and change that with a double, and he makes it look easy. I mean, this guy has just got such confidence with his double taps in 1v1. The speed he got on that flick was so impressive. Now he's faked out Shadi as well. Tempo off the far post, and then the rebound to put it in. Is Tempo the freestyler guy? I wouldn't be surprised if he is. He plays Dominus, but I don't know. I've not seen him in any freestyle stuff. Oh my goodness! Yeah, I take it back. I've seen him freestyling. Yes, probably him. Yep, Tim. Look at him freestyling on Shadi. How about that for a placement? 91 kilometers an hour flip reset right behind Shadi. Top bins. But really, that turns the series into Tempo versus Tempo, because if Tempo can make his plays work, then he looks pretty good to score most of them. And if he doesn't get it to work, then Shadi's going to score in counters. But Tempo does get this one to work. Shadi's dropping wows. A little bit of salt in the mine. He's off to a good start here. Has the ball made it? Yes, it has! No slowdown on this play. No flip reset needed. And it might have even increased further there with the boost seal. Tempo grounds it. He's on triple match point, triple qualification point against the top seed in today's qual. This is outrageous. Shadi with a chance to tie the game. And he does. Full volley top shelf. But it is working. Oh my goodness, Shadi is all over the place here. 3-3. Half flip save by Tempo. Keeps him at bay. Shadi is still in such a strong position though. Flick down, on the line and in. Delayed kickoff fails. Tempo barrels right through it. Shadi not able to get his intentions in that play. Flip reset in the ground, pinch by Tempo. Air dribbles back in the midfield. Flip reset, one touch. Little ground pinch half volley over the top of Shadi, who drops 3 wows in the chat. He can't believe it. Had to use all his boosts to get back there. Now he starts again in defense. But he can go all in. Shadi, full pitch air dribble. Flip reset is coming. Tempo saves it. And it will go into the ground. Overtime game 3. Now he's got a boost advantage. Another air dribble. Will he go for the flip reset? Finally. No, it's another one that he's backed out of. But he gets the demo. Bump landed right after the fact. Tempo can't get there. And Shadi forces game 4. A counterpuncher style in Rocket League. You are relying on mistakes. That's not counterpunching though. That is just a haymaker from Shadi. What a shot from Shadi. Bar down into tempo. Not just with the wins he's getting today, but the manner in which he's getting them. Shadi. Can he tie the game again? I think he will. This is brilliant adaptation by Shadi. Earlier on this game is going to play the aggressive option and shoot the ball. This time it doesn't work though. Shadi. Flick. Top corner. Keeping him in this 1-goal lead. But he's gaining confidence with his air dribbles. Another air dribble 50. This one is stopped by Tempo. Follow-up shot goes in though. Tempo waited too long. Good leave there from Tempo, not committing to the boost steal. Oh, Shadi's got a goal out of nowhere. Red Warpaint, thanks to 35 months. He said he was just catching up on the VOD, but he had to tune in live to see this insane run. I think you made a good choice. Tempo chips it around the delayed kickoff. And what does he do with the open net? Double taps it. Why not? Oh, what a shot! Shadi with a compliment on that one. Tempo's ground shots might be back. That was perfect. Shadi's recoveries have been good off the back of them. Another reset. Will he use it this time? Yes, he will. There it is. Shadi with another long-range air dribble. What's it going to be? Doesn't have the reset, but the dunk is massive. Will he triple down and go for yet another dunk? It's going to be the bump this time, but he accidentally hit the ball. Tempo could be away on the breakaway here. He is, and he scored it. Shadi accidentally popped the ball into the crossbar. Tempo knew he didn't even have to jump to save this. Tempo with plenty time to work with. Into the air he goes. Shadi matches him for height. Tempo reset. Also thinking about dunking on Shadi. Shadi's defense against that is just too solid. He's been so careful not to be demoed late on in the game here. Low boost flick by Shadi. Tempo doubles it safely to the back corner. Shadi sticking around though. This is going to be such a difficult conversion for Tempo. I don't think he can get there. Shadi's done it. Reverse sweep. And the what a save spam as well. I don't think he was too happy about how this series is going earlier on, because he's finished off with a triple what a save. GG's from Tempo in response, and then he's confused.
For playing a good series against Rawas. Both players not wanting to overextend and concede easy goals early. DIAZ twice now, and he will recover. Great opportunity the other way. DIAZ flip reset. Oh, blocked away at the goal line by Proposa. So again, DIAZ on pads. But it hasn't been a problem. DIAZ, 3 saves. He finally gets an opening and pokes in a third. Oh my gosh. So much late acceleration on this play. DIAZ achieving the flip reset super early. The goal line save will keep the score line at 4-1. Proposa will collect control. Looks to go up over the top. DIAZ has matched him. In fact, the clear is incredible. DIAZ with the ground pinch. And now he's going to force Proposa to come back to defense. Waste just a few more seconds. Gotta respect it. Strong flick. Proposa finds the top shelf. Good patience, though. He may have overstepped here. Proposa works it past him. And he's found a fifth. DIAZ a bit. DIAZ will have the first crack at it. Early reset along the right side. Proposa up off the ceiling. Proactive challenge. He's got an open net. Proposa in overtime takes game 2. But Proposa, and look at that, the in-game chat is not a good sign, but I definitely expected worse, actually. He's hungry to improve. Exciting player to watch. DIAZ, speaking of exciting player to watch, shows us what he's known best for. The aerial prowess, air dribble, flip reset, and we talked about it earlier. Oh, what a recovery. And the turtle. All right, he'll make me eat my words there. Flip reset is good for DIAZ. And that will do it. DIAZ DIAZ is going to win game 4. Purposa says, nice shot. DIAZ says, thanks. And Purposa says, JK.
I'm not sure DIAZ has ever had to play a Dominus over in North American servers. And now we'll go the distance of the field, out of the back corner. This is light work for a guy named DIAZ. Usually, I would say in 1v1, when you take somebody and you throw them to one end of the slider in that way, they're usually sacrificing too much. That comes down to the setup being too far off target. There was absolutely no threat of a fake at all. So Toxic can just wait and say, you'll have to wave dash shoot this. If you don't, Toxic's going to try and pinch it away. It has blue trail. Toxic, high enough bounce that I expect him to stay on the ball here. And yes, he follows it up. DIAZ can stay in the air using his boost to catch back up to this ball. Toxic kickoff win, goes to the ceiling. DIAZ able to send his shot into the crossbar. Now if this counter makes it 7-1, that's when we're talking about potentially headed to another game. DIAZ is hitting his shots now. And again, it's looking like Toxic is stuck staring up, wondering how he's going to get beat this time. A steal from DIAZ. Pinches it up high, back down. Toxic thinks he's going to get a dribble off the ground, but clean catch from DIAZ, and decides to just carry it into his back wall to make the save. Now he's got to defend against Toxic, who doubles it in. The reset double from Toxic. Chips this one up in the air and rolls through the reset perfectly. I might have even got another reset. Hovers on the back wall. Another steal. Each steal wastes so much more time and probably secures a game number 3. Fake flick. DIAZ falls for it. 7-3. And that is a next. When DIAZ has been able to play his aerial game, oh my goodness. It has proven to be too much for Toxic, but he has, like I said before in game number 1, been doing a good job of dictating. Nice reset rolling through the ball to get a ton of speed. Can DIAZ play his game again? He's going to get punished for diving in. What? Oh my goodness, what a save. DIAZ found his way back after diving into Toxic's corner. Toxic launched the long shots, and DIAZ just floated back to get there and just barely stopped it on the goal line. Get wins earlier on in the dribble. He has no trouble getting wins late in the dribble. If he's able to get into his spot and get a reset, it's a bucket every time. Look at this flick. Thunderbats! Thank you for the gifted. When you think about it, 5 gifted subs is kind of like 3 plus 2/3 of us 2,000. You guys realize I can't, like, there's a show match going on, right? So during the show match, we cannot, I mean, Toxic is on his way back. You guys are missing it. Who's normally from North American servers playing against EU players. I feel like that phrase is far too common. Wait, just came in. How is my NA GOATs not winning? I have them in my top 2, but I'm just saying, that phrase has unfortunately happened a lot when North American players, or in this case, a South American player who plays on US East plays against someone from EU. It's a delayed kickoff and a wave dash. North America does not normally fare well. South America probably a bit better. Toxic is able to bump him up in the air on the air dribble bump. DIAZ should be able to steal the 100. Toxic is switching the field over to the opposite corner, trying to transition left and right in the air. DIAZ wave dash taken away. Toxic long shot. 7 seconds left to go. He's going to waste more time. Play it slow. DIAZ will force it in. DIAZ actually an interesting play where he intentionally, as he is down, that is not going to be recoverable. It will hit ground. DIAZ will be eliminated. Trying to qualify to both salt mines. He'll still have another chance.
They're going to have to bring it. Mozzarella, a bit fortunate there in that exchange, tying up Rawas against the backboard. Not the cleanest of setups. He will recover, though. Oh, no! Rawas throws a no way in the chat. And listen. As Rawas is capable. Rawas up quick. Mozzarella is staying goal side, but ultimately, after a couple of slow plays, Rawas will force it through and open the scoring in game 2. Rawas flip reset fake is good for a second. Rawas investing the full boost in this play. Actually ends up bailing out of it at the final moment. Mozzarella's clear. Looks like it's just off target. Oh, Rawas back in time. But ultimately, the clear. No one defends the air dribble bump better than Rawas. He waits till the final moment, avoids the demo attempt. He'll be back in time, but Rawas has a free possession. He takes it up high. Reset coming. And he nails it. Right down the center, top shelf. Rawas throws it around the challenge. And he's got a 2-goal lead. He's throwing a shot on target. Mozzarella, let's take a look. He's hopped into an Octane. Changing things up, looking to spark some ingenuity. And it may be the answer. Mozzarella. This time it's Rawas attempting an air dribble bump, and Mozzarella able to avoid being bumped. Makes the save. Another pogo shot for Mozzarella. He may have found the formula for success against Rawas defending. Mozzarella finally able to make it work. Wow, well played. Mozzarella shows an air roll shot. Never uses the dodge. In fact, understanding this is the final chance. Winner moves on. Loser is done. Rawas. Oh, very smart. Mozzarella. He spots Rawas up high, perched on the backboard. Instead of Mozzarella pre-jump so early. And it did not work out. It's an easy outplay for Rawas. He's in a tough spot now. Rawas. Easy pickings. Again, waste some more time. Mozzarella should be scoring here. Oh my goodness! That was a little too close for comfort. Mozzarella's just not going to have the time for 2 goals. He's put together a fantastic series, but it will be Rawas in Game 5.
The all-time rivalry between Rawas and Toxic is 4-1 in favor of Rawas. He's won 4 of their 5 series they've played against each other. Rawas, of course, in time for Salt Mine. The thing is, though, if he does make it to main event, there will be quite a few weeks before the main event happens. You know, he might not have had the greatest 1v1 results recently, but that was a fantastic 2v2 result for him. Showing that overall as a player, he's definitely in form, and he's in form for this comeback. 6 goals in a row for Toxic. The Toxic's counter-attack this time does not land, and Toxic is giving the ball away. It's going to be 3-0 Rawas. Certainly a playstyle adjustment, and he does get to the back corner boost before Rawas can steal it away. Toxic with the next goal as well, and Rawas and in Sam. Well, Sam is pretty much, you know, DIAZ and Wisty these days, a little bit of Swift. Much better turnout for North America for the first time recently. He's probably the highest rated player who hasn't played in any of the ATR Cups or Salt Mine for 1v1. He did play in the ATR Cup for 2v2 though. That's a huge challenge by Rawas. Toxic opting for the ground play. That bounce would have been a nice one to air dribble with as well, but he's going for the flick in the setup. And instead, air dribble bumps afterwards. This time it's a slow one. And once again, it's worked. Goes straight for him and sends him into his own net. Ceiling shot. And the low fake as well. Aerial shots follow up. It's off the post and out. Well, it's as close as you're going to get to having a goal, but now Rawas bumps Toxic out of the game. Takes the touch to make sure that the open net will be secured off the tournament match that he missed by 3 hours. And then Jerry said, no, this is single elimination. Cleared the moderator request again. He signed up to the tournament and then he just joined to spectate and told one of his friends to play. Toxic bangs one off the near post. He can't get around it in time to shoot again before Rawas is back in the play. Huge pre-jump by Rawas. Toxic didn't see it coming. And Rawas' wall shot is good for 7-2. Toxic had no idea Rawas was challenging here. Calls GG's. I think he's realized that Rawas has found the preset for him. Slightly longer hitbox. Reaching out and grabbing the boost before Rawas could. My goodness, what a save. Tempo now, wave dashing in reverse. Or trying to. Ended up actually just flipping on the spot, but he did land right next to the ball. Tempo perfectly flicking top corner to get the 2-1 lead. I'm very curious to see if DIAZ will go again, or is he just had enough of these Europeans. He's like, nah, stuff this. I lost to Dominus with a hat on. I'm just going to stick to North America for now. That would make them the only nation so far who have multiple representatives in the main event. Huge flick by Tempo. After the ceiling reset, big fake by Rawas. He's got Tempo in an awkward position here. No, it's a Dominus. Yeah, I thought so. Another good low shot by Rawas. Forces a bad save. And it's only a bad save in terms of where it went, and it's actually a pretty good save to get a stop on this. With his own offense, he was starting to go for shots that are maybe a little bit too silly. Oh, what a shot. Rawas has just peaked here. That is just outrageous. Did he go? He got a flip reset twice? $50 seconds to go, though, means that Tempo does need to dispossess Rawas and score right here. And he can't. Rawas pokes the top bins to go up by 9 goals to 3. Confident shots are becoming more few and far between. Inverted half flip by Rawas to turn and face the ball. Now the half flip to leave it. And Tempo will come right at him. And it's a perfect flip top corner. Rawas, the long shot from distance. Tempo pre-flip save. Can he get it out? Yes, he can. What a double save by Tempo. And when you get a what a save in the quick chat from Rawas, you might as well print it and frame it. What a save by the GOAT of saves. And that is one of the greatest saves I've ever seen on the respawn. 1 minute 24 to go. Tempo does come back within 1. Big bump onto Rawas. Tempo's going to tie it. And he makes absolutely sure by slotting it bottom corner. Rawas once again with the reset mind game. This has been Tempo's kryptonite absolutely happening. Rawas is making improvements. He's ironing out his mistakes. He's finding out what works again. He's just remembering. And chase Tempo down the line. Oh, Tempo's managed to nick it past him though. Suddenly, a swing of momentum late in game 3. It's not over yet, but it's still Rawas's ball. Big boost advantage for the Saudi Arabian. Another flip reset fake. This time he's flicked it towards Tempo, who's not really behind the ball here, but he's able to rotate back. And Rawas still slots it past him. Too good. It was an awkward exchange. Checks to see where Rawas is. He's got an option here to go for the all-in play. Aerial shot, saved by Rawas, and that will be game over. Tempo couldn't conjure up any more magic, and it's the end of what was a spectacular run from him. GG's, good luck in main event, he says, because that is where Rawas is headed. He's qualified to the main event for Salt Mine 4 EU, and Tempo, good luck next time. We hope to see him in next week's Last Chance qualifier. Definitely excited to see Rawas in the main event, though. This was a win-win, no matter who makes it. It's going to be either an exciting underdog or the return of one of the legends.